Hello, sports fans from around the world. It's the one you've been waiting for, the NRL SuperCoach BDE Podcast. We are the best draft experts here to dive into all the round 21 action, recap what was a brutal round 20, and continue to set up our mighty BDE listeners for a run at a grand final. We've got the child man back after a rough week on the flu, and he's had a big day, so let's be nice to him. Good to have you back, old son.
Thanks, mate. Good to be here. Good to be back and talking some footy with the lads and getting involved with the listeners, mate. Looking forward to a big round, eh?
Yeah, boy. It's we're heating up. We're getting mighty close, and we'll certainly tailor this potty, I think, Todzer, if you can. Looking out for those sneaky replacement options for many of the troops that have gone down injured because, it's been rough. Simo? What about the listeners here, mate? This is tough sledding for some pretty big name players.
Oh, we do. It's suspension city as well. There's going to be a few updates on that coming through as well. One breaking news here we'll go through very soon. But we're broken record. Old Tommy Turbo gone. Obviously Cam Murray now. You've got Tallis Duncan. Pretty much everyone at South. Trell Mitt, he's not looking like he's going to make it back for SuperCoach.
No way. Wow, really?
Breaking news there.
Holy crap, wow.
Oh, mate. Look, honestly, it does open up intriguing conversations about what you're going to do with those two guys, like Turbo and Latrell. It's always a conversation going into drafts.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Look, honestly, there's not that much different information as there always is with these blokes. They're guns, but they're injured. And going into 2027, it's going to be a very cool conversation. I shouldn't say cool, but it'll be very interesting to see what we sort of think about their value going forward.
Well, it's pretty easy for those who've had a consistent take on both of them for the last 5 years straight. You put one hand up and the other one up like this, and then you just take them off your draft boards. That don't even exist to me when it comes to drafts. Wouldn't care for the price. Don't see the point in it. The reason I don't care as well is, someone out there is going to believe, and you let them believe and move on. Easy money. Evening to Slim Cognitos. Evening, gents, and full on guns over the weekend. Absolutely, there has been. So, look, Simo, I actually thought, mate, we might start just that hot news. People have been waiting to find out. Have we got Dewey's news, mate? Have we got that?
I don't have Dewey's news, but Dave Fafita, 2 weeks, unsuccessful.
2 weeks. Wow.
Yeah, he was found guilty. So,
wow.
Beefy apparently kicking blokes now. So 2 weeks he'll be out. So I'm telling you, South Sydney.
Oh, trouble.
I don't know what they've done to the injury and now suspension gods out there, but man, I'm sure Dewey will come through soon as well.
How's your back row, Simo? My goodness, just decimated. I actually half expected that Colin Matungi would have to sneak onto an edge with the attrition, and it may well yet happen.
Yeah, it'd be likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think he might have to, honestly. They could bring back all the Dad's Army, get Kepi back, bring him in there.
Put Ed Cozzy on in the back row.
Corsey in there.
Right? Good times. Heard he can defend a mean trick as well. So, wow.
I was just trying to keep us on the pulse with the Dewey stuff, but nothing yet.
Well, I've got, mate, the listeners, they don't disappoint the mighty BDEs. So, Cal says, g'day, guys. G'day, Cal. Dewey, free to play.
He's on it.
Very good. Thank you, mate. That's huge. Our man Will has lobbed in. G'day, Will. Evening, fellas. Dewey to play. And your man Raz, only slaps allowed. Yeah. Twal. Now, Twal getting sent to the bin, coming back on with 47 seconds left, sprinting at Jamin Salmon, and then getting into a melee with Curran to finish. That's BDE right there. That was outstanding football.
Build him a statue, I say.
Oh, I'm all about this. That was brilliant. And dead set. Twal has gone from being this very sort of calmer, less influential player to now he's a beast of the pack. He's got to defend his troops. Going hard. I love it. To the games this week, gentlemen. So thank you for those updates, Simo. Thank you to our loyal BDE listeners. We'll jump into the games this week. Had a rip at a bit of format here, and I think there's a Dursto that's in our chat that has a go at me for the shares. So hopefully this is an improvement this week. But here we go. Mighty Penrith Panthers as is. Just quick kick of the tires. If Casey McLean owners getting a bit nervous for any reason, he had an absolute Barry Crocker on the weekend, both real life and Supercoach. Did not look good defensively against the Broncos. It was getting found out, but he's there for Supercoach for the run home. Simo, I'm going to go to you with this one because we've had this debate quite a lot recently. Lindsay Smith in the front row. We said he was only going to be good at 13, but are we feeling that maybe he has carried a little bit of that form in and could FRF2 for you for the run home?
Yeah, he could. He definitely could. I just reckon this is just a me thing, though. Like, I could easily be wrong here, but I just reckon that they'll start to warm Isaiah Yeo back up into a few more minutes. Yeah, that it's back to week in, week out footy. So, look, yeah, I mean, Lindsay Smith by now, someone's probably picked him up and parked him on the bench at least. So he's probably not out there in that many leagues. But I mean, if he is, you're looking at your waivers there, going, okay, I need a front rower. You could definitely do a lot worse. So he's probably not the worst stab to go with. And if I'm wrong and he ends up keeping these minutes, he could be pretty decent on the run home.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The only other one, Todzo, I know we talk about him a little, but I just want to make sure. Is Liam Martin any shot of playing 80 minutes with IPAP a little less? And the reason I ask that is if Liam Martin does get more of an 80-minute role now that he's back potentially fit, he probably will tackle enough to be relevant in terms of a floor argument, and he will score some tries.
Yeah, he can get the PPM going when he gets 80 minutes. So not the worst shout as a pickup, to be perfectly honest. Like there's better, there's probably not that many better options out there anyway if he was to get the 80. But I wouldn't be 100% sure saying he's going to play 80. So
Yep, I agree. Sticking with you, Todd, man. A much improved Ronald Volkman, who's looked very good. Supercoach average, mate. Supercoach average in the 6 has been outstanding this year. When he's played as the 7, it's been absolutely terrible. But he's hitting 60s and stuff quite regularly. I'm going to ask you the question: Blaise Talungi versus Ronald Volkman, especially if Volkman. Moses will come back in and goal kick, assuming he actually kicks the ball well and isn't injured.
Yeah, it's Blaise Talungi by the length of the straight.
Yeah. I reckon the listeners are onto this. I reckon Volkman is a 6. Terrible matchup here, but I'm not that fussed on Blaise Talungi personally. So, and I like the duel of Ronald. So at least someone to own. If you're in deeper 12-team leagues and Ronald's out there, was only out with the HIA last week, so I don't mind the shout myself. Simo, I don't really see much else here other than if Brian Kelly or Jordan Samarani were dropped in the bye week, are either of them worthy of platoon status?
Oh, if this wasn't the Panthers, I'd be saying, yep. I reckon they'd be guys to go and get. But, in our league of record, they're both out there. I'm not sure if Sam Rani is, but I think he was dropped over the weekend too. So I think they're both there. I'd be shocked if either of these guys didn't make it to free agency overnight. So just that tough matchup. Probably more of a next week thing.
I think
if
so.
you want to have a look ahead to, I think it's Manly on bye next week, so you might want to have someone on your bench for that. So, yeah, probably a free agent play or a really, really low in waiver if you couldn't be bothered getting up to scoop them up.
Yeah, Kelly first, and deeper leagues, you might like the duel of Samarani. So I thought I'd just mention, mate. But good shout indeed. Will has said Panthers are due. Yes, it would seem that way. And fire them all up, in my opinion. Yeah, you certainly are. You want to hope for a bit better from Casey McLean, of course. That is it for me for this game. We'll keep some good momentum. I like that the generator grabbed Viliami Penasini, made me very happy, by the way, gentlemen. I thought it was pretty sweet. Over to what has become a very important game in the season of one Newcastle Knights. We really need a dub here. We should have won last week, and we go into a game that now has the returning James Tedesco. Holy shit, Simo, did they look absolutely shocking without Tedesco scheming around the ruck. That attack was awful.
They changed the way they played a lot. I mean, DCE getting re-signed by another. Look, he didn't actually play that badly, to be honest. He kicked a 40-20 and did a couple of things.
He re-signed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's another year, Todd, man. So that's pretty rough.
Crazy,
With
bro.
Hugo
Get
Savala.
used to Savala sitting in 14, unfortunately, is the way it's gone, which we think we're mostly on. Bit of a sad one. You got to wait. He'll have to wait a whole nother year, Simo. That's rough. It is rough.
Yeah, no words to describe
No.
that one, but yeah, whatever.
So on the Roosters then, mate, Billy Smith, hot name. He's been in scintillating form. Give us the matchup, Simo. So in terms of the centre matchups, who is Fletcher Hunt marking and why will they score a double?
Look, before we go into that, like we've got our answer finally.
Billy Smith, mate. We do.
We've been talking about it for weeks.
Yeah.
Hugo, back on the 14. So Billy Smith. You'll see Toya up against Best here, the old Origin matchup. So
great matchup.
Yeah, that'll be a good one to watch in real life. Maybe for Supercoach too. Like they're both certainly attacking players, and I could see them getting one over each other here. But yeah, it looks like Fletcher Hunt will probably be up against Billy Smith. So yeah, look, Billy Smith's been in some pretty hot form, Supercoach wise. So he's it'd be pretty hard pressed. And I'll have him in your top 4 CT dubs this week.
Yeah, Billy Smith's to start pretty easily. I presume he's already owned in most leagues, but if he's out there, I think with that decision now made in the Roosters, they've got a pretty juicy draw for the run home most weeks, except for round 25 against the Panthers, I think it is. The rest of it's not bad. So with Gagai being sat down for, I think it's tightness, hamstring tightness, it's odds up. Calf tightness. Thank you, Simo. Is there any interest in Fletcher Hunt given he is dual eligible?
Nah, not really for me. I don't think this week would be the week to fire him up anyway. And then, then you play the game of how long Gagai's out for. Probably not for me.
Yeah, I kind of get the stash because he's essentially the backup for almost everyone here in a way. But I'm with you, mate. I wouldn't be going too hard. But what I would be concerned with if I was a Greggy Marju owner is catching a cold out there on the wing when he dummies and goes 7 times a game. So we'll see. Very interesting.
Well, he won't have to because Best will be on the left, right?
Oh, that's okay. Right. I'm so used to Fletcher subbing in for Best. So he's subbing in, and you think that they won't change Best. Best is a specialist left centre.
No. Best is perfect on the left because he's a left-hand carry. So it's Dominic Young that could be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't say that for the Listener League hope, mate. Dom's been very disappointing last few. I needed him to bounce back, but anyway.
All right. He's a sit this week, Dom, based on that.
He probably is, mate. Sadly, I'd say if you've got a better platoon option, I think he's I'm with you. Good call. Nat Butcher, I did neglect to mention. I was just looking at the back rowers there. Nat Butcher has been sort of a popular guy to sort of hit waivers more than he probably should have. We mentioned him a few times, guys. He's an every week starter with a very high floor and kind of tackle upside. Pretty big fan of him as a third 2RF. Do you think Francis has got anything here, Todzer? Because Thomas Cant isn't it this year, just hasn't been there. And our boy McEwen, mate, it's a long road back. Like I don't think if he plays all right, I think he can keep him out of this side, to be honest.
No, I disagree. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
They missed McEwen, man.
Yeah.
They missed him bad. Like defensively, they missed him. And the go forward he creates, like he hasn't been crazy good for Supercoach, but real life, the go forward that McEwen creates, they need that, I think.
Do you think then that you mentioned 2 aspects there. Real life, he's been better than Supercoach. I wholeheartedly agree with you. That's a good assessment. Is there any hope for a surging finish then for our man McEwen?
I'd love to say so. I'm a big fan of him, but I just don't know if his game's like Supercoach ready yet. I think he's about a year away, maybe.
Okay.
And also like their attack is like heavy Dylan Lucas focus, right? Like so they do go that way a fair amount. I think that the team missed McEwen last week from what I watched anyway.
Yeah, okay.
I think Monday they were a good player for the future, one to watch, but don't think he's going to oust McEwen.
Fair play. Yeah, and in fairness, why wouldn't you go to Dylan Lucas when he beats the first man about 90%?
He's a dog, eh?
Outrageous. His footwork has improved out of sight. He's amazing.
Who was he mouthing off that last week? Oh, it's so good.
He's actually getting a bit fired up. It's good to watch. As a Knights fan, it's a fun watch, I can tell you. All right, move on to Simo. You've laid the foundation for this matchup beautifully. Would any real first grader please stand up? It is absolutely brutal what's going on here.
Yeah, there's some interesting names getting thrown about. It's a bit of a this is like the red wedding of Game of Thrones. This game, it's just there's not much left.
Did rewatch that recently, and boy, is it a good series again until you hit later. Oh dear, does it fall away? But anyway, Latrell Seagull, mate, he's in there. Does give you that fullback, halfback coverage should you need it. With Katoa already on the shelf, I guess if you are a Izzy Katoa person, you could, and you're trying to platoon your way through, could give you at least a week of coverage / maybe a little bit more if you don't like the option you've got. So, Simo, with Duncan out for a little while, with Latrell probably cooked, couple of things. Do you think he takes over the goal kicking from Ashton Ward? Ashton was hitting them pretty well last week.
He was, yeah. That was an interesting one because, I remember way back at the start, when he first came into the team, we had a bit of a chat on here about whether it'd be Ward or Seagull to kick, and obviously Seagull won the job and was really good. He sort of died away a bit towards the end there, but look, I reckon Seagull just walks back in and takes it, but it's definitely not a fait accompli because I reckon that Ward's shown that he's more than capable of it, but. To be honest, I wouldn't shy away from Seagull as a waiver claim, especially if you are someone that has Katoa or I was going to say Dewey, but obviously Dewey's back now. But if you're missing someone in the halfback spot or even fullback, if you've got the hammer or Tommy Turbo replacements sort of guys you could look at. So at the end of the day, I think Seagull kicks, and I'd probably still recommend him as a pickup just based on that.
Yeah, I like it. There's a chance that goes really well. Ashton Ward, though, if he does keep the goal kicking, Todzer, tell you what, I liked. He had a good game on the weekend in a tough performance, but he genuinely good dummy and go at the line. If he does keep the goal kicking, halfbacks, bit thin on the ground, is he rosterable at all? Have a think of it in terms of 12-team plus leagues, I reckon.
12-team, man, even then, he had a good game on the weekend, close to 100, didn't he? But
played well.
The weeks before that, been pretty average. I'm kind of with Simo, and I think Seagull does take the goal kicking here too. And also, how many are they actually going to score? I just don't see too much from the South team this week anyway.
I think you might be right because the lack of punch on the edges. Keon will probably go back up there with Aiken, you'd say. I think that was the plan. I mean, Cody Walker had a pretty good game in terms of creation, can still probably do enough here. And shout out to Brandon Smith, real life. I know I'm not even interested in SuperCoach, but actually played a pretty good game finally. Maybe helps him a bit with go forward. So the reason I say that is, do we really think this Storm team is all that much chop?
No, I don't think they're all that much chop either. But geez, this South team is woeful this week.
Speaking of woeful, Nick Meaney's performance on the weekend. Holy wow. Perth Bears, enjoy that. Oh, dear.
He's lucky to be there. He's lucky to be there. Craig Bellamy is known to drop blokes for that. Dropping the ball with 5 to go, get him back in the game.
What happened to Nick Meaney, gentlemen? Where'd that guy go from 18 months, 2 years ago that actually was quite a big SuperCoach asset? What
an outlier. That was an outlier season. He was dog shit the balls and at the Dogs, and now he's had one good season. Now he's back to being dog shit.
Yeah.
He's never been a superstar player. He's just been a great team. He was goal kicking in a good team. It's sort of his MMO. Now the team's not as good, and he's obviously a bit older and had a few injuries. It's going to be a bit rough on the old Bears if he plays fullback there next year.
I was literally looking at that. He just can't. He cannot play.
Way.
Surely Mason Barber gets the first crack. I don't even care if Mason Barber's defense is not there yet. It's not going to be any worse than Nick Meaney's. So, did you see some of the hand grabs he was putting on in the centers on the weekend? That was rough to watch. I don't know. I swear he used to be able to jam in a bit too. Our man Will's got a question for us. So while we're on the Bunnies, bit of a strange comparison here. Bring in Brandon Smith for 1 week or play Jackson Purdue as an AE. Purdue back to centers but up against Stags. Thoughts, fellas? Ooh,
1 week, Brandon Smith.
You're there, Todd? You actually are that down on Purdue?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So I think what Will is saying, if I'm reading correctly, is play Brandon as the hooker or just AE the position. I think that's the advice.
Yeah.
So, Simo, do you? I don't know if I'm with Todd on this one.
No, I'd still play Purdue. It's easy for me to say, though, because I don't own him anywhere. But, I still don't think there's enough upside in Brandon Smith. Like, do I think Brandon Smith will more often than not score 50 points and that be sort of what you get from him? Sure, like if that's what you're aiming for. But, I'd probably rather risk the 30 or 25 from Purdue with the chance of getting 80 plus.
Yeah. He's going to have to play through the middle this week. Look at their bench. It's dog shit. You got Gray, Sullivan, and Garlick all like tiny dudes. And then you got Humphreys, who's played a little bit of hooker, LeBlanc and Riddell. Like, they're so light in forwards. I think Cheese plays through the middle heaps this week.
I'm going to add a layer. Look, your analysis is decent, Todd. If you want to take a punt on him, the in-game injury risk factored in as well, which is what absolutely I personally couldn't play Brandon Smith there. I'm with Simo. I'd take the Purdue. Todd's, in your scenario, that's a very clever bit of analysis. If he rolls through the middle, which he very well, especially if Cole Matongi plays on an edge, Brandon Smith almost has to play 60 minutes, really.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know who comes into the edge spot this week for Fafita. Like, if Colaguerre's there, like, who's playing front row? LeBlanc.
Jesus.
They're in trouble, dude. Brandon Smith has to play some decent minutes through the middle. He has to.
I think you're right, mate. Like, yeah, wow. I mean, even the Pornhubner is probably due for one of his bigger minute games, to be fair, if you look at it.
He's got a bigger gas tank than most of the other blokes, yeah.
That's true. And when, big Tavita Totola is not going to bang you out 65 minutes anytime soon.
They've basically got 4 backs on their bench there.
Yeah, I reckon Hubner's a bit of a sleeper in deep leagues.
Probably, yeah. Good shot.
Like, in the Queensland Cup, I know it's a different level altogether, but his stats when he was playing for the Cutters were pretty amazing as a 13. He got good minutes. So, if you're throwing a shot at the stubs in like a 12-teamer, I wouldn't be shocked if he come out and punched out like a 45, 50 tackle game with like 10 runs. So he could be okay.
Will says, don't hate on the Central Queensland Capra Grubner. Nice.
Paul Grubner.
Ben Saran is in. Welcome, Saran. Good to see you, mate. G'day, gents, he says. Good stuff. Tough, yeah. That's a real good shout-out, Todd. It's, I think South's attack might just be struggling because of the lack of go-forward. Over to Melbourne then. I mean, look, it depends. With Hughes back there and Wishart, that's a good combo. We've seen that work really well in the past. Wishart had his worst game probably in a Melbourne shirt on the weekend. It was a tough watch. It just wasn't his go. But I think beside Hughes, he probably gets back to some form here. So I can't imagine the owner would drop him thinking it won't go as well, but or go as badly, I should say. But you can fire him up this week if you need to.
Yeah.
I think hopefully a lot of Izzy Katoa owners got on, and it wasn't great last week, but you got a better week ahead, I would think. Sim, I'll go to you because I think we're both kind of sort of high on this guy when he's fit. I've got a green light Moses Leo here, mate, against South.
Yeah, I would. I reckon he's probably number 4 CT dub. The risk is that it seems as though he's had a bit of an injury last few weeks, but you'd hope that the fact that he's had those couple of weeks off, that he must be fit now because obviously he hasn't played the last few weeks. So he may be a little underdone. I guess there is a tiny bit of risk there that he gets injured mid-game. But, I mean, it's 2026. Like, literally everyone is like that. So, I think he's okay to fire up as a upside CT dub.
Absolutely. Shout out the Oren Keeley and Cooper Clark truthers. It's going well. They're based at a gazillion points. We absolutely love to see it. You can fire up Clark as your FRF2 and Keeley as a third 2RF with possibly even a sneaky bit of upside here. Would not surprise me. Your boy, Todd's up. We were on him last week, mate, as I'm sure you would have imagined. And I think you ended up, you viewed us. He looked good. He looked bloody good. Good player.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, mate. You get that's a you one that. You're all about it. Nothing else there. Oh boy.
Oh,
I hope
what a
listeners,
scummer.
you're on one side of this divide, and I hope that it's on the side of the Tigers. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, wow.
How do West Tigers always be West Tigers?
Oh,
Even when you think they've turned the corner, they find a way.
Oh, it's incredible.
So
It is
bad.
absolutely incredible. Simo went pretty hard last week, and our listeners were talking up and matching our displeasure at how they're rolling. You're really, mate, like if you can avoid starting them, I've said this. I know if even Twal let us down with his sin bin, but I guess if ever you're going to feel good about a 44, it's when he does that. It was funny to watch. Poor Samuela, like he's a man amongst boys. He's not going to get the service, unfortunately. It's almost a line through, right? Like I understand you're going to play Terrell, mate. You're going to play your studs, but yeah, it's rough chat. So I'm not going to sit here and start talking. I think Junior Tupou is a talent that we haven't fully yet seen, get a proper run. But again, I'm not bringing anyone in this environment. Just not interested.
You know who's not a talent? Patrick Herbert. Why is he starting over Macassini? If their season's gone.
Simo, is there some preservation for Paul Macassini? Because that, again, it probably wasn't his best. But he is 18 or 19 or whatever. So I'm with you. Just let him play. Get some minutes. Get some reps.
Give him experience. Like,
yeah, I agree.
He nearly scored early in the second half, and then I think he hurt his ankle in that play actually, which may be the preservation part of it. But
I'd say so.
Yeah, I mean, just on the Latu Fainu tackle, boys. Like, what's your take on that?
Oh, mate.
I'm fine.
You can't even tackle him on legs anymore. It's ridiculous.
Optics. If you do a very deliberate version of that, the scoop thing, and you genuinely attempt it, no good, right? And I think they have misaligned that play with one of those. Where you generally try and flip someone from the ground. They are dangerous. We've seen them before. They're automatic couple of weeks, right? That wasn't that, Simo. That was just an awkward position he got himself in. He kind of maneuvered. It's just unlucky. Is it a penalty? Sure, I don't even care. The optics say that, but why are we suspending him for that? Come on.
Well, he got 10 in the bin as well. Like 10 in the bin and possibly 3 weeks maybe if he loses here. Hindmarsh was bang on. Like Hindmarsh blew up about this on the Matty John show, and he made a good point. Like you teach young kids now to tackle low, little guy on big guy, and he gets sent off for it. Like it's
bullshit.
It's not great.
Well, I mean, the only decision worse than that in terms of penalties was Nat Butcher's supposed head high. Tell me you saw that. If you'd have got out a little comb, he barely would have even brushed down to the scalp. That's how gentle he touched his head.
That's Jared Sutton for you, mate.
That was unbelievable. And
the referee was really bad in the weekend, but really bad. I've seen a couple of referees I've never seen in my entire life. Did anyone else see that? I've seen some blokes, honestly, they got that bloke from his buddy mum's basement or something. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about he's the news reporter's son.
Rob Ruff's son. Yeah. And he looks dead set exactly like him. I will say to that, Todza, if anyone ever tries to sell me the argument that, video refs get it wrong and we don't need video refs, just watch the lack of accuracy on the on-field refs this season. If we didn't have the video ref, and yes, they do get it wrong as well, we would be in a world of hurt, mate. Some of these live decisions are wild.
The Jackson Purdue knockback / knock on that they called. It was 5 meters backwards at the end of the game.
So some of them were wild, and just wanted to share. I know, Todza, when we watched a bit of rugby the other weekend, you were telling me that they can rule on obvious forward passes, either way. Yeah. Poor Jerome Luai, I know he's copping it in a minute. There was a forward pass called from him that was just not even close is the wording. Yeah. And then some of them that are let go, like the Klein let go last week, is just, Stanger. This is a great comment, mate. We were live. We weren't even that close. We were sitting behind the goalposts on the opposite side of the field. He was on our left. Stanger, 2 things. Live, I'm like, holy shit, that didn't look out. And then one replay, you're like, okay, clearly that's not out either. I was at the ground and I saw it. That's one of those ones we were saying, surely the touchy, you could let the play run there, That's another one of those for me. Let it run, see what happens. If they're tackled and then you feel you've got to blow it up, yes, that robs them of a follow-up attack, but it gives them one chance to score. Yuck. That was awful.
Must have been a weekend for it because I watched the All Blacks versus Ireland, and Nick Berry, the Australian number 2, he had an absolute Barry Crocker too. He's normally really good, so it must have been a weekend for it because I was just, mate, I wasn't in good times.
It was rough.
Leah Towers forward pass as well.
Yeah, there's another. Oh, that was a shocker. Wow.
Yeah,
Garrick's offside that was clearly offside. Big Tino
that was rough.
That was, you should have heard, we were at the end with Tino and you should have heard him. He's like, you know when someone spontaneously just goes, oh, cool, this is going to be turned over, and it wasn't. He was, oh, man.
Oh, it came through in the on the live too. It came through him talking to the referee, and he was like, sir, that's the same as Origin. He's like, you can't bring up, the referee's like, you can't bring up Origin. He's like, but it's the same stuff happening week in, week out.
Yeah. Yep.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, no. Good. I mean, I hate that you brought it up, Simo, but it's a very good point you both nailed. It's not been pleasant.
There's just the ink, like that's a great one for us to finish put a bow on it. But like Plath one in the Origin versus the Garrick one. Yeah, you go and interview just random people who don't even watch footy, and you go, one of these is different than the other. They'd be like, no, they're just. Yeah. How can one be ruled one thing and one not? It just makes you shake your head.
Oh, that's got us all fired up. If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. But yeah, so the side that you do want to be on, obviously, gentlemen, is the Raiders. So Kale Weeks has been really quiet of late. A red-hot chance to atone for that quietness, you'd have to think, in this one. I think for those punters out there, ATS Kale Weeks at about, $2.50 or whatever looks pretty juicy to me. Jed Stewart, the intercept king, away he goes last week doing something. You'd almost, if you're in a very deep league, you're firing everyone up here. Like, honestly. The X-Man, you don't fire him up very often. I'm fine with it. Load him in there. Tigers are terrible. They aren't doing anything. And the Raiders have found form. Ethan Sanders, you start him if you've got that sort of platoon option at halfback this week. Will kick. You'd have to think at least 5 or 6 goals at minimum. So, good floor. Tommy Starling, Todzer, with only Brayley on the bench and Paddy just suspended for 1 week. If you had JMK, which I know many owners out there are relying on him, do you burn the waiver? If you need the win this week, do you go for Tommy Starling in this matchup? Because his chance of upside is pretty high. Yeah,
the chance he plays 55 to 65 with Brayley probably spelling a little bit. But, mate, if I'm going to win now, which unfortunately I'm not, I would be, spending a waiver to get Tommy Starling if I was like a JMK owner. Like, we're getting to the point of the season where if you're going to sit on your waivers and not pick up anyone and then you lose because of it, you lose out in finals, like it's just stupid. So you just got to do it. Like spend it. I wouldn't spend a 1, but like if it's in need, it's in need,
Yeah, I agree. He's a 1 week special if you need a win, probably the best of the options out there. Yep. Noah Martin was awesome. Ignore Morgan Smithies. Gentlemen, I want to alert you to Matt Nicholson, who's loitering now on the bench there. With that injury to Hosking, I don't think it's a mistake that we've seen Nicholson. Ricky, he's going for top. He wants to sneak into the finals. He's going to need to win out, essentially. Matty Nicholson's got to be a name that we look at, right? Long-term injury, was plenty good at SuperCoach when he was there. Is he stash or low-end waiver, given it's only Morgan Smithies keeping him out of the starting team now? Like, Hosking looked amazing as a 13 when he's played there. Simo?
Yeah.
Stash time, right?
Yeah, it's stash for sure. As you said, like Huddy Young gone for the year. There's a lot that could change in this team. You imagine Canberra win here, so they're going to have meaningful games these next few weeks up until they're buying the SuperCoach GF. Like they're going to have obviously matches that they're going to want to put their best foot forward in. If Ricky thinks that Matty Nicholson gives them the best chance to do that and get them into the 8, then that's the way he'll go. So he has to be mentioned here.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Even if you got a luxury to burn like a low end waiver to just secure him, that could be one of those sneaky ones that gives you a real boost leading into that GF. Stanger, that's absolutely true. Want to put Nicholson through cut for 1 to 2 weeks. May well even end up that way this week. He's only got to have one good game, though, in Cup, mate, even in 60 minutes. And again, it's Morgan Smithies. That's the only player he essentially has to look more valuable than on the park. I know where my money's in. So, yeah, good shout though, mate. Good to see you, Nat Newcomb, Starling or Jed Stewart.
Starling.
I think Starling this week, and Jed Stewart would only be this week anyway because it's against the Tigers. So Starling for us, just knowing though that Paddy is only out for a week. Staying is in agreement, 100%. He walks in. Nat also says, "Hey boys, how we doing? Bloody flying, mate." Well, Todd's he's found a bit of energy.
Nat.
Yeah, very good.
Nat.
You found a bit of energy, Todd. I'll give you that. You're doing all right.
Yeah. I found some energy after I left that Nathan Cleary page. To be perfectly honest, mate. When I went past the Panthers lineup, that's when I found some energy.
He's a bit surly as a league of record owner of Cleary, only giving him 38 last week, and so he should be. Didn't do much. I just wanted to point out as well, I just noticed the old Sione Finus both in 22 and 15 just opposing each other this week. I thought that looked humorous on a page, but I'm easily...
So Tamale's gone altogether. What's happening there? Any news on injury or just...
I would love to know, and even if the listeners have got it, how did he actually fare in New South Wales Cup? Did he do anything?
He'll be a stud over there, mate. Seriously.
You'd have to think.
The kid's good. He's just got hands like feet sometimes.
Did he get bombed in the New South Wales Cup? Would be the only query, because if he did and he had a shocker, yeah.
If you're the New South Wales Cup halfback and playing against him, you go, "I'm about to make a name myself here. Let's just bomb it to Tamale."
Bomb the crap out of Tamale, yeah.
Yeah, 16 runs, 2 line breaks, 6 tackles and a try.
No errors?
I don't have that part on here. Sorry, mate.
No, good, mate. That's
you imagine there'd be a few. Oh, hang on. Do I have errors? Oh, I might do. Well, according to this, no errors, but I reckon the stats are a bit dodgy here. It looks like he hasn't. Yeah, I honestly don't think they've filled it in. So,
just worth discussing as well, quickly, gentlemen, that with Seb Chris, I actually thought potentially coming back in. Not that I'm the biggest fan of Seb Chris, but Bricky loves his work. Maybe even Sasangi moving to an edge was the only other option, and blocker for Nicholson. But yeah, with Chris out there, is it just because he's coming back from injury? I personally don't think he's been all that effective for quite some time. So maybe Ricky's he settled on Timoko and Sasangi. So interesting.
He'd rather play Smithies instead, would he? Interesting.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? All right. Moving on down, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs versus New Zealand Warriors. A little bit of controversy in the halves with Sean O'Sullivan absolutely braining the Tigers, and credit to Serraldo, realised it was only against the Tigers and they should have scored probably 60. The Bulldogs, it was clunky to watch, even though they were belting the Tigers. Senses prevailed. Critter is in. Automatically back in the goal kicking, Tods. I know you're not Nostradamus here, mate, but I loved it. I prefer watching Matty Burton smack him through than the guiding version of Critter, but that's just me.
It'll go back to Critter.
Back to Critter? Okay. So Critter easily startable then, of course, for that reason. But it is a tough matchup. So is he just a 4 CT dub because of the goal kicking, mate, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll be happy to throw him in my 4 CT dub with goal kicking.
Shout out to my boy, Anari. Just doing it again. Just delivers each and every week of the season. Kid's an absolute gun. Villy kick out. Little scare at the end of the game, but he's there, which is brilliant. So glad to see him in there with Preston. It's also awesome to see Preston back on the right back row spot with Galvin. That's awesome. So that's where he's done his best work. To your Wars, mate, Todd's, it's really just status quo, mate. Can I just quickly check with Laban? How did Laban go in terms of
pretty
minutes?
average? Minutes. Let me get it up for you. He didn't played 52.
Damn. So the experiment's pretty cooked. We don't think there was any other factors that caused that. No injuries. Just like a bit of a rotation now.
Not that I remember from the game. I don't remember him being injured. But I was also, to be fair, I was watching the Union on the TV and the Warriors on my phone. Because you know what? Let me get this straight too, actually. New Zealand, wake up to yourself. They played the Warriors and the All Blacks at the exact same time in the exact same city last week.
Crazy.
Stupid. And they both sold out, which is fair play to New Zealand. But Well, how stupid is that? I don't watch
Absolute
the bloody league on my phone. I'm sitting there watching like this. This is
that's absolutely bonkers.
ridiculous.
Now, we saw Harris Tavita kick. He did miss one that I think he probably should have got, but he actually kicked relatively well, so probably keeps Pompey out of the goal kicking. And Tozza, can I just make sure, because I found it quite funny to listen to, but the commentator kept saying Pompey live in the broadcast.
Yeah, why is that?
It's Pompey, right?
It's always been Pompey. I don't know why it's been Pompey.
Yeah, okay, well, they were calling him Pompey, and I swear it
Don't
was...
look French to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Loffy keeps his spot with DWZ, which means our man Shans. Would you just drop Shans at this point? And would you also potentially keep Metcalf as insurance, like as a bit of a handcuff, gentlemen?
Drop Chance. I'll be dropping Chance. I don't think he needs to take a Robson spot.
Yep.
I still think that Luke Metcalf should be handcuffed with anyone really, to be perfectly honest. Every chance that injury happens and he lights up the finals.
Every chance, you reckon?
Hey?
Got a little giggle out of Simo. That's all I wanted. Metcalf's stash is on. It is.
Can I use that one, mate?
Yeah, I do. I think Metcalf's a really good stash, gentlemen. One of those ones could change the outcome of the back end of the season. North Queensland Cowboys, Brisbane Broncos. It was bloody good to watch. Reece Walsh in full flight, absolutely dominating. Wow. Literally limping to the finishing line, the poor bugger. That was a tough watch, Simo.
It was. A-Ray has never been a great watch these last few, especially probably the last, 18 months-ish?
Yeah.
He's good. That's probably too long, but he's had some good games in there, obviously the grand final and whatever, but yeah, for the most part, he's been on one leg for a while, old A-Ray, and yeah, at the most, that game on the weekend, you go, mate, he could not be fit, surely. He couldn't even kick in play, and then he missed 2 conversions, which you never see him miss 2 in a row. It just doesn't look good.
The Broncos just need to copy and paste what the Knights are doing with Kalen Ponga. That's all they need to do.
Yeah.
Just get Walsh with as much ball in hand. A-Ray can still steer them around in terms of communication leadership, but man, this is Reece Walsh to be a dog.
Yeah, it's a tough little spot, and a really good question here from Cal. Start Clifford versus Resurgent Bronx or Berto versus Waz. I'm very confident on the Clifford side there. Yeah.
Clifford, use him.
Sorry, who was the other one? Sorry, against the Waz?
Clifford versus Bronx or Berto versus the Waz, mate.
Oh, that is a good question, actually. I'll go Clifford. If Burton was kicking, I'd say Burton, but we think Critter will, so I guess go Clifford then. Round of Cliffords.
It'd be close. We presume Clifford takes the goal kicking back over Drinkwater, right? He's a better goal. Yeah, I would have to think so. In terms of waiverable options, I'm not really seeing too much here, gentlemen. I think it's just status quo. Pretty steady side over there on the Cowboys. Bronx, you're not interested in Preston Ricky. Katoni Staggs, Todza did finally show a bit of form, really stepped up as he often does in big games. He generally loves these Queensland derbies, mate. I'd be pretty keen to fire him up here. I'm good with it.
I don't mind him, mate. He, like you said, he does love those derbies. I remember the time they still play on the bloody TV now. The time he scored against the Dolphins, he just this is our house. He loves that Queensland shit, man. So yeah, I can get behind it.
Hopefully, listeners, we don't always get them right, but when we do, we allowed to toot a little bit. Hopefully, you got on and started even Karapani last week in a tough matchup, but I still think he's one you want to own if people don't believe. He's got through his court stuff. I saw that this week, some sort of...
What do you got, $300 fine? That's all he got.
Yeah, $300 fine. Look,
people talk about stacking him from the Broncos with $300 fine. Get out of here.
Really?
We could go into some detail about the differences we would face if we committed such crimes, but hey, such is life with the world we live in. So
touch a mobile phone inside a cradle and you get $1,000.
It's pretty full on stuff. No, I'm going to leave that one alone. But yeah, Karapani, Staggs, you can start him. Shiba, big signing for the Bears. I think I saw half
Really?
a million. Yeah,
Yeah.
get around it. Yeah, cool. Dean Mariner, there'll be maybe a couple of matchups you can probably flex him in as a 4 CT dub. I'm still not quite there yet. I don't think I would be. But yeah, the Karapani Stags combo not too bad. Xavier Willison to an edge, a bit gross for owners, but still has a bit of upside. He'll just drop that. His base power argument drops a bit there. So little gloss taken off the man.
Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt.
Boy. That is, yeah, we went on pretty hard last week, Todza, about Ben Hunt.
Yeah. Billy Walters would be pretty good to come back in here, I reckon.
Yeah, it's his re-signing next year is more egregious than DCE's. At least DCE's in-game kicking is offering something. I'm still not sure what it is that Ben Hunt's doing that warrants him getting picked in first grade. It's bonkers. Billy Walters, though, he's an interesting one for me. Like, imagine if he does just come on and brain it for a half. I'm not saying you're not spending it anything Supercoach-wise, but he has a very Supercoach-friendly game if he somehow got 60 minutes. Is there any world, Simo, that he sneaks in there on the run home, or are there too many mouths to feed him?
No, coming off an ACL, he's not going to get the minutes. Like,
you're right.
I feel like we've been there's been a lot going on in the media about his return, and
yeah,
I think we just need to pump the brakes on Billy Walters just a little bit. Like, it's still Billy Walters.
You're probably right. Like, if he was coming back now, if he was coming back earlier in the season and there was time to go, we might have been excited for the run home. But it's not going to get there.
Yeah, he might play well during the final series. The Broncos won't make it.
Oh, well.
Get that up, you Brisbane, you dogs.
Get up, bloody hell. Fair enough. All right. The Dragons versus the Titans. Loving my graphics here. Really was very good. It definitely appealed.
It's different.
We won't talk about snipping and all sorts of stuff. It was good fun. Anyway, St. George versus the Titans, gentlemen. This is the one you've been waiting for. Titans off the back of a win. Dragons playing some good football. So, look, I don't know what to make of this. Is this actually going to be a dower? They both take it so seriously that it's a defensive fest, or they both just can't defend well enough, Simo?
Jeez, good luck for the chipsters in this one. This is a real flip of a coin job.
No idea.
Look, if this was at night, I would say it's probably going to be the dower, first penalty takes the bloody shot for goal and crap like that. But the fact that it's 2:00 on Sunday, I'm hopeful that it's going to be open, really open. Is it at Win?
Not sure, Sumo. Sorry, I don't have that in front of me.
Anyway,
it's at Jubilee Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Jubilee. Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm probably more hopeful than anything. I'm hoping it's going to be open. So let's just go with that.
Is Oki Jubilee the one where the wind really gets up later in the day, but might be okay early if it's sunny? Is that stadium?
No, what do you?
No. I think Win Stadium's the one with the massive. It's got the massive. The wind, what is it called?
Yes,
the wind.
Those windsock things. Yeah.
Like it's right on the beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, Matt Fine played a pretty good game. I don't want to get excited there. Him and Setu too. Like, if you are in a deeper league and you need a 4 CT dub, I can get around those guys this week, most likely. I'm never going to advise starting Tyrell Sloan, even though I guess he's a red-hot chance of a line break try as well. The rest of it, Damien Cook is still absolutely just not doing a thing. You got the 3 gun forwards, and I'm probably getting a little too excited about Hamish Stewart, and I think he's going to be a really hard one to gauge going into next year, gentlemen. Like, is he actually this attacking beast that hits a try assist a game? At the moment, it looks like it, but I didn't think he was that guy. I thought he was like the real solid type that had a little bit about him. That dummy and go that he did was, that was sexy. That was so sexy.
Right. Yeah, he hasn't scored below a 63 since round 6.
Yeah. It's
pretty wild.
He's been good.
Pretty good.
Our man, Captain Rivalry, welcome aboard, good sir. Dewey or DCE this week? The do for me, even if their team sucks. He's a trier, and Walker's back. So Dewey
definitely.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay. Over to the Titans. Dina Ramia. Can you guys tell me the tackle he did on Cooler towards the end of the game where he got sin bin? It looked really rough live, but I didn't get a chance. Too hard to tell from where we were. Did either of you see that tackle?
I watched the game. I just can't remember the tackle.
Yeah. Tackling from behind and got his ankle. It
looked like he did the swing off the feet, Simo, like live. You know, the one where he actually got off the ground, and it looked an automatic sin bin. But I noticed he's playing this week. No follow-up to that.
I don't know how. So this is the thing, right? Ryan Couchman's one where he got 4 weeks earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Like the amount of the degree of injury factors in so much. If Cooler, Eremi is lucky that Cooler got up and just walked off. Yeah. And they kind of fist bumped and said, "Sorry, bro, that was it."
Oh, Dean went straight up and was like, "That my bad. I stuffed that one up." Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, like if you saw Cooler done for the year, Eremi would be gone for
rubbed out.
4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, it's it's another one of those inconsistent ones, but it's sort of the way it is now. They definitely do factor the injury sort of into it.
Yeah, thank you for confirming that, mate, because that's the one. I just think that's the one they should penalise the most. You swing off your feet on the side, gone. See you later. 2 weeks automatic. So, yeah, good shout, mate. Jojo Fafita has found a little bit of form. Has come back from Origin. He looks good. He's every week starter, Todzer. Like the average is there. He's their go-to guy.
Yeah, look, I don't mind him, but every week starter's a bit rich for me. Like he has every chance of just dropping a 30, so not like it's super huge, but against the Dragons, I don't mind firing him up.
I'm actually really happy for the Titans and Jojo Fafita, just as some of the obviously I'm a Queenslander, but I don't have any sort of affinity towards the Titans whatsoever. They've been a bit of a basket case for so long, but it's sort of so good to see Jojo plucked from sort of obscurity, picked by Billy Slater, shown some faith, and now he's sort of found some SuperCoach semblance that he's never had before off it. It's I kind of want Jojo Fafita to be a thing. And he's doing it. He's doing the damn thing. So I'm hoping that he can just kick on with his career here and become sort of a pretty decent CT dub going forward into 2027.
You started him here, Simo, on that note, by the way, against the Dragons, right? With a decent amount of
I'll be starting. Yeah, full disclosure, I own him in 0 leagues.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sort of just rooting for him on the down low, hoping he has a good finish. So, yeah, let's hope to see it.
Yep, I'm with that. For those leagues that captain a very sneaky VC someone early, captain Jaden Campbell. I know that the Dragons have been better. I just think he's been close to breaking out a really big one, like his 100+ score, and I think this could be the one with some goal kicking as well thrown in. So don't hate the shout. Ollie Pascoe, just to repeat, I hope you listened to the advice a couple of weeks ago and didn't drop him through the bye period because, all right, fella, you're defending a bit better and now the attack has returned. He was outstanding again on the weekend. Jesus, he played well. So he's another really good matchup. I'm just not going to talk about Aramaho anymore. I've got no idea what to expect. He's all over the shop. I don't know. Not sure. Tino is back, gentlemen. I know this is probably one more for classic owners because you're not going to get him. You're not going to trade him away. You're not going to trade for him, but he is back to that form. Could he give us a full season of that next year, please, where we actually draft him early with confidence and he does it? Would be nice. We'll see. All right. That is pretty much it there. Nothing further for that game. And last but not least, another pretty bloody important matchup of the Seagulls versus the Sharks.
This font's done. This font has done me.
Don't even start me.
Where do your ink go for the last one? It's been used up on this game.
Listen, if you want to start, I put effort into this tech tonight because AI was very uncooperative, and I'm making sure we don't breach any copyright rules. So we've done some good things. I want more love than this, although it is very inconsistent. The Manly Seagulls. I'm going to tell you, boys, Lehigh at fullback, I'm not about it. Maybe Clayton Filo's only a couple of weeks away then and can be stashed, but I've looked at reports of him and he might be pretty cooked. Like that was a redone hamstring. Lehigh at fullback, I'm not about it. I would hate it as a Lehigh owner as well, personally. I think you really wanted Cooler to go back there. Yeah, under the high ball, he's probably not as safe. I don't think Lehigh has it at fullback, Todd. I watched him again closely when he went on the weekend. That run that he had just before Cooler's stint last year did absolutely nothing there as well. I don't think this is wheels up for Lehigh.
Yeah, you're right, mate. We were pretty high on him when he got that fullback role with Tommy out last year. And just didn't produce at all. Hey, like written real bang average before Cooler went back there. So, yeah, I'm kind of with you, mate. Like, I'd love it for it to work out, but I think this is a bad time for Lehigh owners.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be wrong. I just also think the matchup is really rough. And I think Tolo Cooler, he caught it, honestly, he went out to the wing on the weekend and we were screaming, go wide. They went short to my man Ethan multiple times, who was doing absolutely nothing with it and dropped the ball a few times. They finally, with 50 seconds left on the clock, throw it to the fastest man in rugby league who literally runs the length of the field and scores. I hope they watch that and Tolo doesn't catch a cold, but they have got to get that man ball in space more. It was brutal to watch. Come on, Fosball. Let's get going. So, yeah, I would honestly, obviously, Sabs is sitting in this. I'm not interested in Josh Fellerty. Ruben Garrick, Simo, are you starting him in this matchup, mate? Because Fogarty, although he probably shouldn't have, has kept the goal kicking.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell Fogarty's kept the goal kicking just quietly. The fact that when he missed the second one? So he missed 2 on the weekend, then he missed the third one. And that's when I thought, no, you can't possibly have it again. And he kept the kicking still. Like, obviously, he's going to kick his way through it. So, yeah, it sucks for Garrick owners out there that it doesn't look like he's going to kick. I am a Garrick owner in our league. I am going to have to start him this week. So it's not something I've ever considered, especially a guy that, has just come off 100-plus score. So am I confident in him? Whatever. Like, I don't think he'll have a 100-plus game. I'm hoping that sort of the offloads that he's sort of been throwing can maybe stick around because he had a 5 offload game on the weekend.
Yeah, nice.
It's not something we know him for, though. But, he might base okay. But, yeah, just without that kicking, though, it's certainly taken a bit of gloss off Garrick as it has pretty much for most of the season.
Well, he is immune to the offside rule, mate, so maybe you sneak one through.
He'll blatantly cheat and do dodgy stuff, Garrick. Like, he thought he was onside on the weekend and just he'll lay down for penalties and, get him in the tricolours, Todd. We're ready.
Get him in the tricolours.
He does like to pretend lay down with the head injury and then
loves it.
He's a demon for that. Yeah, good call. About as good as my font use. Simpson as a season hold been great since getting 80 minutes, but not sure how long that lasts. He has been very good and shown that he can play the 80 minutes. It's when does Brandon Wakeham come back? And I really worry about the post-bye for Manly next week. Like, do you get spoiled on the run home with Simpkin? Until it happens, you just roll out with him, mate. Like, he's as good an option as any at the moment. So, been a really good waiver pickup this season. Meso, copyright. Who has the balls to litigate BDE? Brave. Yeah, that's right, mate. Solicitors at the ready, and all our royalties, mate, we keep to ourselves. We are just rolling in the cash. Unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Jokes. Cost us a bit to get this potty out. But anyway, we love it. Do it for the love. Captain Rivalry 24 says, thanks, gents. You are most welcome, good sir. Love having you aboard. Okay, so the rest of it, gentlemen, Lafai, he's just, I say it every time I've seen him, he's a monster. The God himself is back. Burbo back on an edge. Look, if he gets as much ball as Ethan got last week, well, start Burbo with confidence. That's all I'll say.
I'll ask you this, Redford.
Yeah.
Is it the best Travojevic?
Yes.
Is he back? The best Travojevic is back.
At the moment, yes. We actually, with my diehard Manly fan, we made that realization on the weekend, and then my mate, shout out to my Marky, he looked physically ill and nauseous. So
surely they have a sister that plays footy. Surely,
I think
no way he's the best bloody Travojevic. Seriously,
you are not about a redemption arc or an improvement, are you, Todd? The Inari
Travojevic. I mean, Seriously. I'm just not about any of the blokes you like, to be honest.
Well, they've had turnarounds, mate. The kid's averaging
Probably up
71.
there, listen to their bloody names every week, the same names every bloody week.
But the best part is getting you to bite each time, mate. It's just it's delightful. It is, and the listeners demand it. They love it. They absolutely love it. But yes, that's the only return there. Shout out to Hamoli for letting the ball run through his hands when he could have just fallen on the ball and scored.
Or just left it for Saab. Like, it's just about to pop back up for Saab and just, Saab would be killing him, bro.
Saab was just sitting behind the ball, wasn't he? He'd actually just stand there.
Literally, like wicket, he was like waving there as a wicket keeper. And it just no. My first slips jump across and then he sent it for a 4. How good?
And in those moments, there's never Hamoli will never air swing. He'll always get that annoying little touch that just that's tough to watch. I thought Joey Walsh is pretty good, boys. Live, he's got to work on his decision making a little bit, but he's a good one. He's got a lot about him. Little bit of the movements of Joey, just a bit smaller. He's very very deft little mover. Quite enjoyed it. Over to the Sharks, pretty steady as you go. Just checking, is Mr. Colquhoun. He is back, so that ruins Cam McInnes. Had a little run in the sun. That'll be the end of McInnes' run, gentlemen, I presume.
Yep. I'd pick up Colquhoun if he's been dropped, because I think he would be dropped with a few.
Yeah,
I wouldn't start him this week if you can get away from him, but I'd be pretty confident in him rest of season to be the second best Sharks forward there behind Fennell Blake, obviously. So I think he'll punch out pretty good base when he's fit and firing.
So, could this be a Jesse Ramian week back from injury against this Manly outfit? I feel like his strength game might hold up pretty well here.
Yeah,
I think this might be okay.
Yeah, maybe. Jesse Ramian annoys the living daylights out of me. Hey, I can never guess when his good game to SuperCoach going to be.
It's so hard. And when he's having one of those days, he'll score a double with a lot of tackle breaks and score 95. That's what he does. Yeah,
that's when he might come out in the first 10 minutes and have a couple of tackle breaks and look fire and then just go missing.
Yeah, there's that.
It annoys me so much.
Yeah, I'll pay that. That gets through the games for the week, gentlemen. If I can get the technology to cooperate here, I'm going to bring up the old Listener League while you two get some questions together, please.
I only got the one from the Book of Face, boys. So I'll just jump in quick. Our boy Vance, he says, is Tomoko playing left or right with Sungy back? Simo, you're the man for that.
I think he's been playing left, hasn't he, Redford?
Left.
Tomoko, yeah.
Anyway, second part of this question. Would you waiver and play Tomoko over these guys? Holmes, Tupou, and Lehigh. He has the matchup. It says it's knockout rounds for him, and his other two starters in a 3 CTW league are Sasungi and AJ. So would you start Tomoko over Holmes, Tupou, or Lehigh?
Yeah, start Tomoko. Against the Tigers.
Yep.
In Canberra. Yep, start them.
That is the only question from the Book of Face.
Having a mare here, gentlemen. Sorry. I'll figure it out. There we go. Sorry about that.
Sweet. On X, we have Saran, who's, I think he's probably still in the chat as well. He owns Jaden Campbell. Would you trade Jaden Campbell for either Kale Iro or Simi Sasungi? His grand final is when the Raiders have the bye, so that's a bit of a knock on Sasungi. Mm-hmm. He owns Clifford and Tamari Martin in the halves.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got some depth there, I suppose. And his CTWs are Tuapiki, Crichton, Murray Talangi, and Billy Smith. So
I'll be trying to trade the other guys, right? Like try and trade Tamari Martin, or I wouldn't be trading like Jaden Campbell.
I really like the thing is I understand what's happening here. He's got a great run home for all three of those backs. And if you knew Clifford was goal kicking, I'm actually with you, Todd. I think you could trade Tamari Martin in that scenario. I wouldn't be trading Jaden Campbell. I couldn't do that. So Simo, your thoughts, mate? Like I could see myself take a punt. If you really need to do it this week, you could take a punt that Clifford is goal kicking, but confirmation he is goal kicking, you'll get.
Yeah, when I look at all Saran's names here, like Clifford, Tamari Martin, Tuapiki, Crichton, Billy Smith, and Murray Talangi, there's there's no, like, to me, they're all very similar level players. Like, we could argue and nitpick about which one's better than the other, but generally speaking, they're all pretty even. Like, they're all very solid players without any superstars in there. So for me, when I look at this, I'm just like, who's the best player? You just want to keep the best player, and Jaden Campbell's probably the best player, at least for SuperCoach anyway. Better than Kaolero, better than Sasangi. If we were drafting tomorrow, Jaden Campbell would go first. So for me, I just keep Jaden Campbell in this because, like, as Cal's saying in the chat, like, Clifford does have a bye in round 25.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm definitely not trading Campbell for Sasangi, given Sasangi has the bye. So, would I trade Jaden Campbell for Kaolero? No, I wouldn't. So,
no. Would I trade Kamari Martin for Kaolero?
Yeah, to get that though, like, you need to do plus some.
I was actually thinking, Todd's Martin plus one of those CTWs to go up to a Kaolero who could have a pretty awesome run home. I am well about that trade for that gentleman, for Seren. Simo, do you have any love for that, mate?
Yeah, no, if you can get that, go for it. Yeah, I like that. I like it.
Campbell's, I love what you've said there, Simo. Coming into finals time, listeners, it is very unlikely you win by the floor argument. It almost never happens. I'm sure people will come in with exceptions that they floored their way just to a solid score. But how many times have you won a final where you don't have the tries go your way in the upside? Very, very rare.
Second part of his question is a bit of a tough one. It's only for Christian Wolf to really know. When will Max Plath get a start?
Oh, yeah. You just tried him out there,
Only gets a start after the bye. Knowles has been terrible at 13. I think Plathy plays 13 after the bye. He's come back from Origin. I think they're like, he would have been a little bit beat up from Origin. I think he comes back because Morgan Knowles has been dog shit.
He has. Terrible.
This is the Morgan Smithies effect right over. He'll need a season and a half to 2 seasons before he worked it out, Todzer, unfortunately.
Crazy. He's got no ball playing ability at all. And when he does, he throws it out the back, like to the ground. He's shocking.
It is crazy to have that type of player in this modern NRL when the Panthers and Isaiah Yeo blueprint and Cam Murray and Carrigan and all these guys are showing that that's what you kind of need to win. Isn't it crazy that they're running Knowles? That's
like how much better they look when Donahue comes on and plays through the middle. Here's a guy who can actually play the ball at the back.
Completely agree.
Bit of brains about him.
Look at like if I was a Raiders fan, I'd be annoyed that it's just on that note. How good do they look with Hosking at 13?
Yeah,
just a ball player, good player.
Just play Knowles through the front row. Just let him just bang it up. Like Francis Muller's crap. He's probably better than Francis Muller up the front.
Yeah, probably.
It's crazy.
Good shouts.
Yeah. Last one's from Adam Beestock. He's a regular.
Beautiful.
Colhoun or Paseka rest of season? It's the first part of his question.
Paseka.
They need him so badly to turn him out. He's had a little flat spot, I know, but I still think the consistency will be Paseka's.
I'll go Colhoun because he's my boy. Yeah. I'll get on him. That's honestly a coin flip though. Yes. Karapani worth a waiver? Yes, it is. He's going to drop Sam Rani, so that makes sense. So knock yourself out of him.
That's a pretty easy one. There'll be a couple of matchups you want to be starting Karapani, and you could probably fire him up this week against the Cows. All right, the Listener League. Todzer, I've got it up for you in lights, mate. These are the matchups from last week. Let's go.
Because I can do that. Here we go. Let me look at this. Redford, you put up a nice win over second place, 830 to 646. Munsters Inc. Coppin one, which is nice. Simo, 810 over SJ's Revenge. SJ's Revenge been chirping at me, so don't mind him copping one. Get that up here. We're here, Nico. From the bottom of the barrel, 11th versus 12. Love that for me. 774 versus Sherry's Pie, 743. Bearded Broncos put up a nice 807 against Baxter's Boys, which is nice.
Important win that one, Todzer, for the Bearded Broncos. They've just given themselves a bit of space now. Good win.
Yeah, very good. He's on track to we'll probably owe him a jersey, maybe. What else? Adolf Hitler. He put up a 1-point win. There you go, son. How good.
Yeah.
Up the Adolf Hitler. Against Don't Go Chasing Curtis Falls. And my team's in an absolute embarrassment and got absolutely flogged by the Slugs. I'm in some strife. Down in 10th now. Yep, cop that me.
Can we mention the Slugs, mate? Copped a bit from me at the start of the year. It's a bounce back from the Slugs. They're on an absolute charge off the bottom. I'm going to say, in terms of leagues where people are fighting hard to the bitter end, I'm bloody shout out to the BDEs. There's no give up in any of these teams. It's good to watch.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So we'll go up over to the league table here. Todza, bear with me.
Yep.
Up she comes. Here we go, mate.
Yes.
All right.
Bearded Broncos up in the first. Monsters Inc. in second. Bit of a gap to third. Braden there. Redford, you're up into fourth. I'd assume you want me to glaze you about that, but I don't really care. Anyway, moving on. Simo, they're tied on points with Redford in fifth. Adolf Hitler, 6. Lockie in 7. SJ's Revenge, 8. The Slugs above me in 9th. I'm in 10th. Wet-haired Nico, and rounding out with his 6-14 record is Cletus.
Quality. It's on the march is on. So what do we got? Is it 21-22? Only 2 left, right? To get in.
Actually, I actually don't know how the 16 finals works because it's not something we've done a lot of. So it's probably good to check how many left.
We'll check it right now for the listeners. So
let's do it.
23-26. There you go. So there are 21 and 22 left, only 2 rounds. It's the whole, so first and second have like a prelim and then zip forward to straight to a final if they get a bye in week 1 as well. So it's pretty good to finish first or second. It's fair to say.
Yeah, it certainly is. My biggest gripe at the moment, and you guys are well aware of this now in our league of record too, like there's just no difference between finishing first and finishing second. Like I wish there was a way. I don't have any solutions to this, but I just feel like in every league, every single one of those positions, I want them to be worth something. Yeah. And like it really grinds my gears when someone finishes with a minor prem and they could have just come second and got the exact same path to the final. So, obviously I've heard the people like over the years in SuperCoach and more fancy NFL forums with the home ground advantage and stuff like that, where they give teams a 5-point head start and that sort of crap. But like I know it's not a bad idea. It's not really the solution I'm looking for, but it's just a good discussion point. If any listeners have any good ideas on finals setups, I'm keen to hear them because, like in our league of record, first has a bye and then second and third play each other, and fourth and fifth play each other. So, obviously there's no difference in whether you finish second or third versus or fourth and fifth. They both get the same. They've got to play each other off. So, it's just a bit frustrating for me, but that's just being a bit of a nitpicker. Yeah,
we that's how we addressed it in our league. Cal's asked us what final systems do we use, so thanks for going through that, Simo. I think we've shared with you guys before we do an off-system version. We'd love to share it with the SuperCoach Brass because I think it's for 10-team leagues. I think it's a much fairer. First gets a pretty saloon passage to be fair, but even in our system where with fifth you've essentially got a win out, similar to like a McIntyre system, it can be done. So good stuff. I reckon, Todza, if we could, mate, on the Book of Face, pardon me, going into either at some point in the back end of this year or even if you could, mate, just share a snip of what we do. We'll give them something, bit of a structure, and feel free to talk to us about it going into preseason next because it's good fun, but you need a bit of extra effort. Cal says, top 5, rewards placing pretty fairly. We agree, mate. We're loving it. And we obviously do the bonus point system as well, just for those, just to show the top 5 scorers each week. So, gentlemen, we've got there. It was, there's a lot going on in this, injuries, suspensions, as you said, Simo. So, Todzy, I think you gave the best advice of the night for mine, and that was, if you got that waiver, if you need a win this week, don't be sitting on it. Go out, pony up. We've given you plenty of good options, listeners. Have a rip and good luck. Todd Mound, thank you very much, mate.
Cheers, mate. Let's go up the waz.
The waz indeed. Simo, thank you very much, good sir.
Thank you, mate. Hopefully you enjoy Roosters Knights this weekend. It'll be a bit of a tough watch for you because you've got Roosters galore in your SuperCoach team, but the Knights jersey will be on. I'm sure of that.
I do. I'm happy with just all those guys scoring. Dylan Lucas for a double. Walker and Teddy get close, but not all the way there. This is where I'll defer to the Knights, but the SuperCoach love will kick in. So good stuff, mate. Looking forward to it. And as always, listeners, thank you heaps for tuning in. Like and subscribe as you've been doing. We really appreciate it. Spread the love to those that may not have tuned into us yet. And as always, get that BDE in you.